Amanda Bynes was once the bright, smiling face of a generation's childhood. The Nickelodeon sweetheart, known for her comedic timing and magnetic presence, didn't just grow up in front of cameras. She practically lived inside them. From sketch comedy to silver screen success, Amanda's early life was a whirlwind of characters, applause, and adoration. But beneath the laughter and punchlines was a deeper story, one that would come to reveal itself over the next 2 decades, not on stage, but through silence, struggle, and healing. Born on April 3, 1986, in Thousand Oaks, California, Amanda Laura Bynes was the youngest of 3 children. From a young age, she had a natural flair for performance, appearing in community theater productions and commercials. By the time she was 10, she landed her breakout role on Nickelodeon's All That. The sketch show was already beloved by young audiences, but Amanda brought something new, an energy and wit beyond her years. Her performances stood out, and she quickly became a fan favorite. Nickelodeon saw her star power and created The Amanda Show, a variety comedy program built entirely around her. At just 13, Amanda was not just a cast member. She was the showrunner in spirit, juggling characters, catchphrases, and entire skits. She played Judge Trudy, Penelope Taint, and more, all with a kind of fearless commitment that few young actors ever show. For many kids growing up in the early 2000s, Amanda wasn't just funny, she was their idol. As she matured, Amanda seamlessly transitioned into teen films. She brought her comedic charm to hits like What a Girl Wants and Sydney White, and showed off her acting range in She's the Man, where she played a girl masquerading as her brother on a boys' soccer team. That film, loosely based on Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, became a cult classic, not only for its humor, but for Amanda's performance. She was funny, confident, and charismatic, pulling off physical comedy and heartfelt moments in equal measure. In 2007, she starred in the film adaptation of the musical Hairspray, sharing the screen with John Travolta, Queen Latifah, and Zac Efron. Her role as Penny Pingleton showed a more grounded musical side to her talents. Then came Easy A in 2010, where Amanda played a judgmental Christian high school student opposite Emma Stone. Though a smaller role, her presence on screen was still strong, and it was widely believed that Amanda was heading toward the next phase of her Hollywood career. But behind the scenes, things were unraveling. Amanda had long struggled with the pressures of fame, especially with how she viewed herself. She began to experience deep insecurities about her appearance. Watching her performances, especially in She's the Man, reportedly triggered episodes of depression. She began using Adderall, initially prescribed for ADHD, but later admitted that she abused the drug in an attempt to lose weight. That struggle with body image would follow her for years. By 2012, she made the surprising announcement that she was retiring from acting. It came without drama, just a quiet statement that acting was no longer fun for her. And then Amanda disappeared from public life. The woman who once filled screens was suddenly gone, replaced by a series of tabloid headlines that painted a picture of decline, instability, and confusion. Over the next several years, Amanda was involved in a number of incidents: arrests for driving under the influence, strange behavior in public, and tweets that concerned fans and friends alike. Eventually, she was placed under a conservatorship. Her parents assumed legal control over her personal and financial decisions, citing mental health concerns. She was later diagnosed with bipolar disorder and began treatment, stepping out of the limelight entirely. But that wasn't the end of Amanda's story. Far from it. She slowly began to rebuild. In 2014, she enrolled in the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, FIDM, in Los Angeles. While many doubted she'd stick with it, Amanda proved them wrong. She immersed herself in the world of design and earned her associate degree in product development. Later, she expressed interest in launching her own fashion line and even collaborated on creative projects with fellow designers. Though she was no longer in front of cameras, Amanda had found a new outlet for expression. In 2018, she made a rare public appearance for a paper magazine feature called Break the Internet, where she addressed her past candidly. She owned her mistakes. She admitted to substance abuse, to feeling lost, and to the toll fame had taken on her. But she also showed a calmness and maturity that reassured fans that she was healing. By 2022, Amanda's conservatorship was officially terminated. The judge overseeing the case acknowledged that she had made significant progress and was capable of managing her own life. It marked a major victory for Amanda, a hard-earned one. Unlike other celebrity conservatorship cases, hers ended not with a media circus, but with quiet dignity. Amanda had worked through therapy, education, and self-awareness to reclaim her independence. In the years that followed, she continued to focus on personal growth. She explored interests in art and music, started therapy-focused social media projects, and even launched a podcast for a short time. While she didn't return to acting, she made clear that she hadn't given up on creativity. She simply wanted to create on her own terms. Then in June 2025, Amanda made headlines again, but for a very different reason. In a rare life update on social media, she announced she was beginning a new health journey. Specifically, she revealed she would be starting Ozempic, a medication originally designed for type 2 diabetes, but increasingly used for weight management. Amanda was open about her goal. She weighed 173 pounds at the time and said she was aiming to get down to 130. What stood out most wasn't the medication itself, but her honesty. Amanda said plainly that she wanted to feel more confident, to like how she looked in paparazzi photos. There was no celebrity spin, no product endorsement, just a real person talking about something millions of others quietly consider. Her openness touched on deeper themes: the pressure women face to look a certain way, the trauma of growing up in the public eye, and the importance of reclaiming control over one's own body. Amanda's decision wasn't framed as a comeback. It was framed as a step forward. For her, this wasn't about Hollywood, but healing. As of now, Amanda is still focused on her well-being. She's kept her life low-key, choosing calm over chaos. She shares occasional updates, but largely remains private. That in many ways is her triumph. For someone who grew up surrounded by lights, cameras, and constant attention, silence has become a sanctuary. Amanda Bynes' story is not just one of childhood fame, it's one of personal transformation. It's about someone who had everything, lost nearly all of it, and slowly rebuilt her identity piece by piece. From the stages of Nickelodeon to the front pages of tabloids, and finally to the quiet resilience of healing, Amanda has shown strength most never see. She may never return to acting, and that's okay. She doesn't need to. Her legacy is already written in the laughter of a generation, the honesty of her recovery, and the courage of someone who faced the storm and decided she still had more life to live. Amanda is not just a former child star. She is a survivor, a student, a creator, and now, once again, her own person. And that might be her greatest role of all.